2025年的10月14日。嗯，你如果喜欢做研究的话呢，可以上网也稍微了解一下数据中心对环境的影响。我们今天来主要就聊一下这个。那上一期呢，Meta 的这个数据中心呢，造成了水的干涸哈，当地地区也是民怨沸腾。那就这个主题呢，我展开了一定的研究，然后又发现一些题材哈，想就此机会分享给大家。那数据中心呢？这个问题我问的是数据中心对环境影响啊，这是一个比较中性的问题，并没有说引导人工智能往不好或者好的方向去考虑哈。那这里的答案给的回馈是，数据中心对环境的影响主要体现在巨大的能源损耗、水资源消耗、电子废弃物以及土地利用等方面。随着人工智能技术的发展，数据中心的需求不断增加，其对环境的影响也日益增长，主要体现在高耗能。数据中心全球耗能最高的建筑类型之一啊，它比其他的类型商业建筑耗能高出许多。全球数据中心用电量占全球的总电量1%到1.5%，部分能源密集型数据中心电量堪比一个小型城市。还有就是碳足迹，巨大的电力需求导致数据中心产生大量的温室气体排放，这个是涉及这个空气的哈。那人工智能的影响、快速发展以及大规模计算需求，推动数据中心耗能达到前所未有的水平，进一步加剧了能源的消耗和碳排放的增长。所以上面是一点、两点，然后第三点呢，人工智能这一块呢，它是一个相当于一个放大器哈。另外呢，第二大类型就是对水资源的消耗。首先是冷却需求，服务器在运行时会产生大量的热量，需要高效能的冷却系统来维持正常运行。许多数据中心蒸发、冷却等水冷系统来降温，这会消耗大量的水资源。然后水资源压力，然后会对这个周围的居民，这个 Meta 这个 data center 呢，受采访的居民呢，就体现出来这个家里的水压不够啊，所以他们的这个水流都非常小，非常影响他们的生活质量。再就是水冷却系统，新型冷却技术如果可以有效的减少水和能源的使用。所以说如果想投资的话可以看一下这个新型的冷却技术，说不定是一个投资的一个突破点。再就是电子废弃物设备的更新，为了跟上技术的进步和性能的提升需求，数据中心需要频繁的更新其服务器基本快的话2到3年就要更新，慢的话4到5年也得更新了哈。所以它这个多余出来的设备呢，就相当于是一种电子产品类型的垃圾啊。如何处理挑战呢？废弃的电子设备中含有多种有害物质，如果处置不当呢，对环境也会造成污染。所以相应的呢，像 Waste Management 这种公司呢，也可以在市场回调的时候考虑买入哈。这种公司在未来长期呢都是永远在的。还有个公司就是代码是 ECL，全称叫 Ecolab，这个公司呢也是处理废水啊这种废弃物的，所以也是考虑哈。可以说 Waste Management 和 Ecolab 这两个公司呢，应该是非常保险非常保险的一种公司。但是你还是需要在这个要么是定投，要么是或者是在这种回调的时候可以考虑买入这样的公司。那解决方案与绿色能源的转型，这上面他提出了几个建议。首先呢是提高能源效率，更高的提高设备的效率，这是一点制冷再生能源。那采用绿色能源，这是第二点，增加太阳能、风能和再生能源的使用。然后第三点就是推行液冷技术，采取更高效、更节省水的液冷技术。第四点，优化运维管理、大数据和智能控制，提高利用效率。第五点，实施东数西算，数据中心的布局将计算负荷转移到再生能源丰富的西部地区，从而提高整体的低碳水平。然后最后一点，推行循环经济，更好的管理电子废弃物，推行设备再利用。所以下面这几点都是可以作为突破研究的一些突破点这里面其实都有非常代表的公司可以自己去研究一下。那另外第二个问题我问一下， 关于时事的美国人民对逐日增长的数据中心的反应。这里面表示呢，美国民众对日益增长的数据中心变得越来越有负面或者有组织性的这种反抗。曾经鲜为人知的基建项目，如今已经成为地方政治的焦点哈。所谓地方政治，就是还是在州级别内的一种反抗，并没有引发全国性的哈。那民众呢担心主要在以下几个方面。第一个呢是环境影响，高耗能，人工智能驱动数据中心的电力需求巨大，导致这个更高的能源成本和温室气体的排放。然后这里面写吉尼福利亚州数据中心耗电相当于该州60%的家庭用电量。一些社区担忧，为了满足数据中心的用电需求，原本计划关闭的石化燃料发电厂将继续运行。那第二点，大量用水，为了冷却服务器，数据中心消耗了大量的水资源，尤其是在干旱地区，这引发了居民对水资源短缺和水价上涨的担忧。比如说印第安纳州的一个谷歌的数据中心，因为当地的居民担忧其用水量过大而被撤销。然后空气污染，一些研究表明数据中心排放污染物可能对社区健康造成风险。那社区影响，噪音这些噪音呢，一会儿我们可以看一个 Amazon Data Center 这个视频，大家可以了解一下哈，它具体有什么影响，或者是看我上一期的视频 Meta 的 Data Center， 看它就是对这些老百姓有什么影响。那就业机会基本都是自动化，其实也没有什么提高什么岗位这些哈。那高额的税收和这个优惠的公平性，许多州为了吸引数据中心呢而提供这个高税收的减免哈。这笔补贴最终会让普通纳税人和消费者来承担，所以说这也是一个让民怨沸腾的一个点，就是说你水费电费都是老百姓来承担，然后他们还有补贴，就是纳税人一起来承担。那缺乏透明度这一点哈，其实人工智能这一块呢，我一直觉得它是一个，就目前来看的话，我觉得它是一个人类的进步，但并不是人类刚需哈。所以怎么讲，目前我还看不出来，可能对医疗以后可能是一种刚需哈，但这个受惠的人数多少呢，和这个受害的人数多少相比较，目前还不一定。另外呢，缺乏透明度，一些科技公司对数据中心的运营、能耗、用水量等相关信息披露不足，使得公众难以评估其对社区环境的真实影响。现在呢，已经有很多民众在采取行动，比如说草根组织哈。一会儿我们看到 Amazon 这个视频里呢，已经有很多组织开始反对这个了哈。24个州反对数据中心的项目，就是老百姓不希望数据中心盖在他们家附近。基本上400 yard 的这个附近哈，他们就不会接受了。项目受阻延迟，过去2年内地区反应强烈。全美有价值的数亿美元的数据中心呢，均被搁置或者取消。然后政治问责，一些地方官员因数据中心项目呢面临居民的政治问责。然后政治行业的回应，调整政策，面对公众压力，然后优化地址，这些是可以提高的哈。好，那我们最后呢，我们来一起看一下Amazon的这个采访，我觉得里面内容还非常挺好的哈，大家可以看一下。那今天内容就到这儿，希望大家喜欢，我们下期再见，拜拜。
Sure.
I'm just exhausted from it.
Every house farm that they bought is leveled.
Joy and Jean Van Loo are a fifth-generation farming family in New Carlisle, Indiana, a small town with around 2,000 people in the northwestern part of the state. This is where Amazon is building their largest data center in America.
How's your water situation here?
Tainted. It tastes weird. It's just not the same.
Do you think it has to do with the data center, the construction?
Well, yeah, they have them 2 24-inch pipes pumping water across the street over here. They're dewatering, as they call it, so they can put the foundations in.
They went through this process called dewatering because of Amazon's data center construction, where they were actually removing groundwater that people rely on here for their drinking water. And this pond normally would be full up, but now you can see it's been vastly depleted. The Van Loo family owns over 200 acres. But their new neighbor will consume as much power as 1 million homes, guzzling millions of gallons of water from the Kankakee Aquifer to cool hundreds of thousands of computer chips. It will serve the AI startup Anthropic, which is working to create an AI system that matches the human brain. And Amazon is its largest financial backer. You don't think you can win?
No, you can't, man. They got better lawyers than we can get hold of, and then the town of Nuclear Isle threw us under the bus.
Still a lot of dewatering going on, even though they've been told they're in violation.
But, like I say, we're a little fish in a big pond.
Little fish in a pond that's been sucked dry by Amazon. Indiana is experiencing a data center invasion. 30 minutes away, another data center fight is unfolding.
I asked for you to show More Perfect Union's wasteland tonight so that people can see with their eyes.
At this city council meeting in Michigan City, Indiana, resident Eileen Mark is asking city officials to play a More Perfect Union video we made a few months ago about Musk's XAI data center in Memphis.
Not once have they went to XAI to see that they had 35 gas turbines operating and polluting our air.
Why isn't this video being shown tonight?
The reason? The developers behind that XAI facility, Phoenix Investors, is now trying to secure a tax break for a new data center in this small Indiana town.
What is going on in Memphis? What Phoenix Investors has done in Memphis with their end user, tenant, Elon Musk. I didn't get even a response from you.
I came here in the middle of a fight between residents and local officials to witness it all play out in real time. The end user, who would control the data center, would also receive a massive tax break. Their identity is a secret.
This vote is about the future of Michigan City. And so we've just been pounding pavement, hitting every door we could.
Have you heard about the data center coming?
Yeah, everybody concerned about it.
To alert residents.
If the data center gets built here, you want to move away?
We would want to move. I'm reading some of the effects with like the diabetes, the lack of sleep, how it can lead to all these different health effects.
And how much are you paying in your electric bills now compared to before?
My electric and gas bill was more than my car payment. I mean, it's insane to me.
Everything is coming down to tonight and whether or not the city is going to put the profit motive, put big tech over people.
The evidence is out there, and residents that live nearby these hyperscale data centers are sharing their stories. You can find them if you care to look.
These are just two of the data center battles taking place in Indiana.
What we're seeing in Indiana is a lot of data center development, over 30, maybe over 40, in some stage of development throughout our state for a variety of reasons.
Meta, Google, Microsoft, CoreWeave, and QTS, owned by Blackstone, are in the state too. I wanted to know why Indiana became such a hotspot for big tech and how billionaires and the shell corporations they hide behind seem to be winning so big in the Hoosier state.
Number one, we have an incredibly supportive policy at the state level. We have leadership, we have a supermajority, we have regulators who are all very, very supportive of attracting business in the state of Indiana.
Republicans hold 40 out of 50 seats in the state Senate and 70 out of 100 seats in the Indiana House of Representatives, including Senators Eric Koch and Edmund Soliday, who authored a bill allowing utility companies to pass along some of the cost of small modular nuclear reactors to its customers and keep coal plants online, all in support of AI data centers. We reached out to both lawmakers to ask for an on-camera interview, but received no response. But it was another bill, House Bill 1405, introduced in 2019 by Representative Martin Carbo, that laid the groundwork for the data center boom, providing sales and use tax exemptions for equipment purchased to build. And there's another reason why Indiana's towns and cities are feeling pressure to welcome data centers.
They're losing federal funding for certain programs and certain support. They're losing state funding for certain programs and certain support. Some of these local leaders are very concerned about the financial health and well-being of their local communities.
But many residents and community organizers are adamant that data centers are not the answer to their economic woes. Organizers canvassed Michigan City neighborhoods just before the city council was about to meet for a final vote.
There are 9 counselors, so we are trying to play the numbers game and work as hard as we can, even within these final hours. This community has long suffered the impacts of coal pollution, of being able to endure a century of this coal plant in their backyards.
Ashley Williams lives in Michigan City and runs a grassroots organization focused on a transition from fossil fuels to renewable energy. Long before she found out about the secretive data center project this summer, she's been fighting to shut down the coal-fired power plant owned by the monopoly electric utility company called NIPSCO, which she fears could end up staying open to support data center energy demands.
We just really don't know whether or not the coal plant will ultimately come down, or if it does, it's just going to be a reinvention of a different injustice at that site or across our community.
And the energy monopoly is in the midst of an effort to create a spin-off sister company called GenCo to put all data center load growth under a new separate company.
As we covered before, you are president of both NIPSCO and GenCo, as well as CEO, correct? And COO.
That's correct.
Were you involved in the decision to create GenCo?
I was.
But consumer advocates warn GenCo is just a way to have an unregulated cash cow energy company with no plans for cost control, cost allocation, or guarantees for how it will ultimately impact residential customers.
NIPSCO said that they do not intend to raise rates. Can ratepayers trust that with a deal like this, their rates aren't going to go up?
Absolutely not. No, you'll always hear when these proposals are presented to the public, don't worry, they'll pay their fair share. It's very easy for a utility CEO or utility representative to say, trust us, nothing to see here. Your bills aren't going up.
If people choose to look to the actual people living near them and stop just trusting like the developers and the big corporations coming in here, you could actually go talk to the people living there.
You better not come here and pollute our children, our homeowners, stomp all over our small businesses and think that there won't be backlash. Even if they vote this through tonight, it's just the beginning of a fight, and people are not going to stop here.
I'm standing inside the City Hall in Michigan City, Indiana right now, and you can see that so many people have come out here for this vote tonight that they've actually had to put chairs outside of the City Hall Council chamber room because of the overflow. People are signing up to be able to speak about their feelings on this project, whether they're for or against it, and we're going to find out tonight whether this project is going to get those tax breaks or not.
And if you pass this resolution, I can promise you afterwards, it's that private equity that will tell you what it is you're allowed to vote on. They want to own all of us through you, and the decision as to whether or not they're going to be able to do that happens here, it happens now, it happens with you. For the love of God, do your duty.
The time for voting finally came.
May I entertain a motion for approval?
Dr. Ford.
Aye.
Mr. Beatrice.
Aye.
And Mr. Coulter.
Aye.
We have 7 in favor and 2 opposed.
And this resolution has passed.
In a 7-2 decision, the City Council voted to grant the data center tax abatements for the next 10 years in exchange for 30 full-time jobs and some $26 million in economic development incentives over the next 40 years. Another big win for tech companies who seem to be getting their way in Indiana.
We were not shocked by the sort of lure of the money and the millions of dollars and the predatory tactics that this company has pulled on our community and has pulled on the council. Just the fact that they gave in so quickly is really disheartening.
And one of the council members just said, we just gave away all the leverage. So now we have no leverage with a bad deal, like a terrible financial deal they accepted at the risk of all of us.
20 miles away, back where we began our journey in New Carlisle, Amazon has said that its data center project will be a case study and will use lessons learned here from this multi-year project to improve as they build data centers elsewhere. But this is little comfort to the residents who live here, losing their way of life and paying the biggest price.
We would have moved already if we could have afforded to. We don't have that much in our savings account,
We're little farmers.
So where are we heading, Gene?
You can go straight.
So this is all your farm?
Yeah. Slow down on the other side of the trees there. We'll drive through the field. This is our hay field here.
That's Amazon.
That whole thing's Amazon, yeah.
Wow, so this pond was full of water, and then they started a dewatering process?
Yes. If you look and see the gravel there, and you can see where the grass is, that's how high the water used to be. And it's considerably lower now than normal. Say right here in the middle, there was a sandbar in there, and you could walk across from one side to the other and just hardly touch any water at all.
However, there is a path forward. Just like in communities I've reported in around the country, residents across Indiana are coming together in solidarity in their shared fight against big tech.
We're seeing folks coming together in local communities, pushing back. Nobody wants these data centers in their community. You know, the MAGA crowd and Bernie bros coming together, if you will, all across the state in pushing back. Folks on varied political spectrums finally realizing that they've been duped by this system for a very long time.
Before